In fact, frankly, it's a huge story because it's the first time it's happened worldwide and it's put down so many systems throughout the world, and it's not going to be fixed overnight. Tech experts are still struggling to solve this global power outage issue that sparked such chaos worldwide. It's funny, when I see the word outage, I read outrage.
Yeah.
Well, and in a way, it is the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, because cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike have said it could take weeks for a full recovery.
Yeah, during what was apparently a faulty system update. You know those funny updates you're always talking about? Your system's going to update overnight and you just think, OK, and you take it for granted. But this was just apparently one faulty system update that managed to knock out so many things throughout the globe. Broadcasters were knocked offline, disrupted global travel. Airports are still in complete chaos. Healthcare systems have been crippled. You try getting an appointment with your GP now, apparently. Meanwhile, some workers apparently could face payment delays because so many payrolls are done towards the end of the month. That's the sequence we're now headed into. And if these systems aren't brought back properly, quickly, payment delays could happen. You might have trouble getting your monthly paycheck.
Yeah, CrowdStrike CEO George Kurtz has said, "We understand the gravity of the situation and are deeply sorry for the inconvenience and disruption caused."
You could say that's all, maybe that's just not enough of an apology. I don't know. Joining us now, security expert and columnist Elisabeth Braw. Morning, Elizabeth. What's your feeling? This is going to take a long time to put right, even according to the CEO of CrowdStrike.
Yes, it will. And in the meantime, so many people have been affected. I was stranded for 12 hours at Stansted Airport myself yesterday. It was, let's say, very unpleasant. And there are going to be many travelers and, as you say, corporate administrators who will have struggled, not just yesterday, but will continue to struggle to return to normality. And it just demonstrates how vulnerable modern society is. This is what I think of as the convenience trap. Modern life is very convenient, but it also makes us very vulnerable. This time it was an honest mistake by a company that should have known better, but next time it could be a hostile attack.
Chaos we were promised 24 and a half years ago with the Millennium Bug. This is a cyber attack that Vladimir Putin would have been proud of. How in the heck can a company cause so much chaos in such a ridiculous manner?
Well, they have navigated themselves into a very strong position in security products, security software for Microsoft-based companies, and which is almost everybody, and so if they make a mistake, almost everybody is affected. But I think that the lesson learned here is not just maybe for companies to think about providers, but and maybe have a range of providers and maybe not rely so much on one company. Although you can't have more than one provider of the same product, but maybe they'll be shopping elsewhere for this kind of service. But the wider lesson is to think about what we do if something like this happens again. We can't have a complete meltdown like we had yesterday and will continue to have. And that means that we should learn what to do when systems fail. They will fail again, either for reasons of human error or because hostile states are trying to attack us. We have to know what to do if the systems go down. Yesterday, Stansted Airport agents were checking us in using pen and paper. Well, you have to be able to do more functions using pen and paper or the old manual systems, including manufacturing, including perhaps even broadcasting.
Yes, indeed. We just count ourselves very lucky that we weren't involved. Elisabeth, thank you very much indeed. It's interesting that Elisabeth there said, we've got to be prepared for what will happen in the future. The front page lead of the Daily Mail reflects something that I know so many people thought yesterday. Don't go cashless. If you're stuck in that sort of situation, you can't access your own money to pay for anything. Take cash with you. Yeah,
my son was stuck on a flight yesterday, his first school trip to Berlin. On the plane, 2 hours, they had to get off and despondently traipse back.
Shame.
I gave my boy €100 as an emergency fund. There's 15 of them, including the teachers. He was the only one with any cash. And it could have dug him out of a hole, although, as you said...
Well, yes, last time I was in an airport, it was only last week, you couldn't pay cash for a sandwich. Everything was, touch card. But it is an argument for, not having a cashless society. In fact, it reminded me of Battlestar Galactica. Sorry, I know I'm a science fiction geek, but you know it as well, don't you? The whole premise, the first episode of Battlestar Galactica, is because all of these different warships and everything, the whole of the planet's defence system were linked. They were all linked by computer. And this one battleship, he was just very old-fashioned, and he said, no, I'm going to have a completely separate computer system, which is why he wasn't attacked.
It makes you realise just how we are totally dependent now on all of this tech, and when it melts down, it just hammers all of us.
Our director's just said it's a bit early for Battlestar Galactica. It probably is. Sorry about that.
It's never too early for Battlestar.
But it reminds you of that very lesson, doesn't it? Sometimes we shouldn't all be quite so connected. I don't know.